Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. This is Rule Games, and where we last left off, hopefully. Before we do that, I do want to stop by the farm. Because I know there was a magnifying glass here. You never know. Something could be discovered. Probably not, but there's always a chance. Despite the rains, the stalks feel as dry and stiff as a locust husks. Well, there we go. Not much else there. We did get some flowers, and there are a lot of exit points here. Alright, let's go to the windmill.
Hey. Huh? Hey.
Alright, buddy. Trumbull. Good news.
day, stranger.
I spoke to Swainer. Swainer takes a deep breath. And what did he say? I've convinced him to leave your family in peace. Why, that's... Really? That's great news. I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with drink half the time. Woohoo. I owe you a great debt. Here, he pulls a coin purse from his hip and pushes it towards you. Today's earnings to show my appreciation. And you can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done for me. Oh. That's not that great. If I went about it in a more violent manner, sure, but... I need the money. Glad to help. I got 20 copper. Oh! Yeah, call it recompense for the beers. Now we have a stand chance of getting through the year. Trumbull smiles broadly. All thanks to you. Safe travels, friend. No, I'm quite alive.
Hey.
We all done?
Yeah.
Alright, time to go after a bear. Bear time. We've got 4 people. We can take out this bear.
Sure.
Wait a minute. There's a door here. And an unmarked house. Huh. Alright, let's go in. More soul people. Alright, we might as well. You see a crowded marketplace, vendor stalls lining the road. There are proprietors' voices calling out to passerby to come sample their wares. I think passerbys. This woman wanders through the throng, strolling hand in hand with another woman. They peruse the vendor's goods, staring at a book merchant with a number of old and beautiful tomes, chatting with one another about what they see. One will pick up a book and show it to the other, who will take it, comment on it, and place it back on its shelf. Then the first will snatch up the book again and quickly pay the merchant before the other can snatch it back. They walk away from the market, weighed down by packs filled with books, still hand in hand, standing close, comfortable and familiar with each other. Wow, this is long. As they pass down a somewhat deserted street, an object suddenly hits the woman in the chest and bounces off, rolling away toward one of the buildings. The women stop and look at the object, an apple, and then back up at the person who threw it. There is nothing special about him aside from the angry look on his face and the 2 other apples he holds. Before either woman can move, the man draws back and throws another one at them, this time hitting the second woman in the forehead. He yells at them, something derisive and hateful, something about a legacy and about responsibilities. The woman raises her hand to her head, wipes the juice and bits of fruit from her face, and stares the man down defiantly. The first woman squeezes her hand and puts the other on her companion's shoulder, attempting to calm her down. The other woman pulls a book from her pack and holds it before her, muttering under her breath. She pulls her hand free and waves it above the book, an aura forming around her. The first woman is still trying to calm her down, but all she says goes unheard. The man, uncaring of the events happening in front of him, draws back and throws the last apple. As it arcs through the air toward them, the second woman brings up her hand and points at the apple. A glowing orb of energy flies from her hand and strikes the apple, causing it to explode, raining bits of apple down on the road and buildings around them. The man's face changes, anger joined by fear, looking like he's trying to decide if running or attacking is the better course of action. The second woman has started chanting again, her hand glowing, her eyes narrowing. The woman steps in front of her, placing herself between her love and their attacker. She touches her face, gently stroking it while whispering calming words. A kiss. The woman's countenance changes. She calms, her eyes softening, her lips regaining the lost smile. The first woman smiles again as well, and kisses the other. "Wizard scum!" the man behind them says, and the two women turn to face him, staring him down defiantly. They join hands and begin walking again, moving past him without so much as a sideways glance. So it could be that it's the present life, because these are two women. They don't find it odd. They're not even, like, talking to me. I just read their souls, but whatever. You see a key turn gently, steady, and hear a ghostly click as the door swings inward. Two figures slip in, locking the door behind them, and begin their prowl. Their hunt is efficient, and it takes them little time to acquire a sizable collection of documents and oddly shaped velvet pouches. Quick hands fill pockets, rucksacks, and bags. The door opens downstairs and everything freezes. Footsteps, a tired giggle. The thieves are all eye whites and short breath as they empty their pockets of all but the necessities. Anything noisy, hurriedly replaced. Silence from downstairs, then tentative steps up the staircase. A voice calls out. One thief creeps forward, the other gesticulating wildly for him to return. He continues forward, crouching by the banister. He sees a gaudy shoe and shoves. The woman falls with a cut-off scream, rolling lifelessly to the floor below. Swearing, the second thief grabs her brother and they make their escape, collecting whatever value they can on their way out. Alright. Alright, we're out. Just passing through, staring at you. Oh, I think that's the main road. Alright, more guys. As you near, you feel the vibrant history, blah blah blah. You see a pair of immaculately polished leather boots and an impeccably maintained goatee. Their owner, a slightly hook-nosed man with a wicked grin and narrow eyes. He bobs his feathered hat at a nearby merchant as he ambles by, a small piece of parchment held tight in his fist, ink staining his fair fingers. He seems to know most of the merchants in the market, stopping to engage some, nodding at others, and even bartering for minor goods with a select few, always smiling, laughing, exchanging jibes. He approaches a heavy-set Almawa, smile plastered stiff across his face, and jokes about the weather. She jokes back, subtly palming him several gold coins. When he walks away, the paper in his hand is gone, and the smile on his face far more genuine. He tips his cap at her, winking, and trundles off, with a new spring in his step. You see a large crowd gathered in the middle of a courtyard. This man stands in the midst of them, a cloak pulled over his head, holding it closed around his neck. The crowd has congregated around a platform, and they all watch transfixed as a man is led to the platform, flanked by two city guardsmen. The man is shackled hand and foot, but carries himself as a nobleman, not deigning to even glance at the crowd. The cloaked man pulls his cover closer around his face and turns to leave, hunching over to avoid being seen. A crier on the platform unrolls a parchment and begins to read, but the man pays no attention, intent on getting away from the courtyard. The crier's voice grows louder and more intense as he reads, and voice from the crowd start to punctuate his sentences. The jeers and shouts grow more frequent, and with each one the cloaked man flinches and his shoulders droop. He breaks from the crowd, coming to the edge of the courtyard as the crier reaches the end of his proclamation. The crowd grows silent again, save for the occasional shout. The man turns back to look at the platform, seeing his father kneeling before the block, neck exposed. The executioner moves into position, lifting his axe to strike. The man turns suddenly, unable to watch. There is a wet thunk, and the crowd breaks into cheers and applause. He leans against the wall, regaining his composure, then straightens up. With obvious resolve, he strides off, away from the crowd and his legacy.
Huh?
Time to kill a bear. Time to kill a bear. First, let's go grab those gloves. Alright, let's scale it. Meat. Quick save. Alright, we got what we got before. Let's equip it. Let's carry some of that. What's this? Ah, it's the letter the guy left. Alright. Alright, that bear is going to be strong, but we can do it. Did I not get this before? Huh. Keep in mind that there's camping supplies there. Alright, bear time. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna attack, you're gonna attack, you're gonna attempt to go behind the bear, you're going to slam the bear with magic missile. See if we can blind the bear without hitting myself.
Aztec.
That was much easier. We killed the bear.
Right.
Alright, you ready?
Oh?
Before you do that, let's unlock this thing.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Great sword. Alright. Fallon, you're
Yeah.
up. Let's go talk to the dude now. A figure drifts suspended in the musty air of the cavern. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. The moment of contact, you feel as if you've been struck a blow, head reeling as you tumble helplessly into a waiting darkness. Light blooms at the edge of your vision. You feel the sun at your back and the weight of a bow in your hand. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the Vale, hunting deer. Now you are standing before a cavern, and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his red cloak flapping at his heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest, as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There is a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back toward the exit, towards light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there is a sudden, terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, fall. Your thoughts are chaos, lanced through with pain, but in a moment of terrible clarity, you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson, to match his cloak. Oh, he stabbed you? And then there is a great dark shape above you. And then there is more pain. The vision recedes, and you are thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet, and the specter lingers. In the span of energy between you both, feel the sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. Clergyman, huh? I met him on the road, your friend. A sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Rage and grief seem to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. I'll find him, and see that he answers for what he's done to you. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn bright, and your head fills with a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exultation, growing fainter and fainter until you are alone once more. Well, I guess we gotta go talk to that dude. He's not all he was caught up to be. What's this? Ah. Alright, what's this? Ew, mice crawl through eye sockets over femurs. Now, I'm of the kind of thinking that things are none of my business so much. People do bad things. I don't have much evidence that he did any of that, though. I would just say, people are bad. And I probably wouldn't want to have anything to do with you. But maybe I'm just curious as to his side of the story. More importantly, I need the precious XP. Oops, if I go here. Alright, Gilded Vale. It is 4 o'clock. Let's go take a look at Ingrid. I know what you did, Ingrid. I know what you did. It's late at night, but we're going in anyway. Hello.
Hail and well met.
The color drains from Nantan's face. I don't know what you mean. I told you the truth of it. Are you accusing him of something? Ingrid looks at Nantan, touching his arm. If this is about the accident, we're both grieving Pearlie's loss, but it was a wild animal's doing. Nantan shakes his head minutely. You see a tremble in his hands. What would make you suggest such a thing? Resolve 14. Stop. I have no patience for cowards and liars. Nantan flinches but meets your gaze. After a moment he sets his jaw and nods. Wow, that was easy. Fine. I confess it. I did it. I saw to it he'd never leave that cave. His hands fall to his sword belt. And I do it again. You confess too easily, in my opinion. But whatever. Nantan, wait. Ingrid raises a hand. I don't know what you saw in that cave, but this isn't what you think. Pearlie, my husband, he was as much of a beast as that bear. I tried to leave him the first time I suffered his temper, but he wouldn't have it. She looks away, expression pained. Nantan, we met, and I knew I'd found someone special, someone kind, who cared for me. Please, all we want is to leave this place, to start somewhere else. She looks down at the satchels. We've some coin saved up. You can have it if you'll only let us go. You know, I'm not the police here. I'm really not. I guess if I had a certain character type that was crazy, lawful, good, or whatever, maybe I would be like, thus thou committed a crime, you must pay. But really, in this world so far, like, things are just rough. Option 3 is kind of hard to justify. Even if I were lawful good, it would be like hand over to the authorities. But the authorities here are kind of corrupt. So there's no real good solution here. I mean, everyone's hanging on that bloody tree. Alright. Alright. I could take the neutral path out if I were more of a rogue. Not totally. Keep the money. I'm not going to extort you. Just be careful. And I at least saw what happened, and it makes sense. Maybe they could be lying to me, though. Could be their story. They could be evil people. It'd be nice if I could read their souls. Do you think they could be lying to me? I've been known to be gullible before. I have no real claim to the money. And my witnessing power. Do people... I don't want it just to be common knowledge I'm a freaking watch. What am I going to tell the authorities? I saw the soul and knew that they were... Yeah, so, first off, I could go get out of my sight. Taking this to the magistrate, I am not. Alright, so, nope. Nope. Maybe. 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 Keep the money. Keep the money. Use it to start your new life. I don't know. The problem is that he did take a coward's way out of getting that guy. He didn't take it to the magistrate. It's not the right way of going about it, but... Alright, go. I don't need your coin. Go. Get out of my sight. Alright, we did it. Alright, folks. This is a good place to cut it off. When we come back, I'm going to go out and probably explore Magrin's Fork. I need to make my way over to Sayed Nua. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But we'll see what's in Magrin's Fork. I wonder if there's an eastern road I can take too. I'm going to try to make it to Sayed Nua. That's my stronghold! I wonder if this could be zoomed out any further. Oh, whoa! Holy moly. There's going to be quite a few places to go to, including this big city. Defiance Bay. Alright, well folks, next time, Magrin's Fork. Toodaloo.